Welcome back, tribe. I have an episode here from a channel called Thai Talk with Dan. Somebody linked me this in an email. It says the reality of four men retiring in Thailand to be with their Thai girlfriends. So it should be interesting.
And I've been living in Thailand for 8 years. And as you can see behind me, I am not living in a tourist place. I quickly changed that over 6 years ago because I just couldn't handle what I was seeing on a daily basis and the people that I was meeting on a daily basis. And I wanted to venture around and find something that was more fitting and suitable for me. So I come over to Isan and I found it to be very peaceful, the people to be very humble. And it's so different to a tourist place. And that's not just in Thailand, that's anywhere around the world, guys. Country life is a lot more slowed down. Obviously, it's a lot more rural. There's less things to do, but it all depends on what you want to do and how you want to live your life. Now, with that being said, guys, a lot of men, normally 50 plus retirement age, come to Thailand and decide to live here. And over the last couple of years, we've been sharing their stories about what's happened to them when they've got involved in a relationship with a Thai woman. People have lost their houses because they've put it in the Thai woman's name. And something's happened within the relationship. It's broken down and that guy has been kicked out and that woman has took everything. Guys, it happens. But what we don't know about is the Thai woman's side of things. We don't know about their story, what she has to say about this foreign man. And we probably will never hear about that. I think we've had one or two stories from Thai women that have come onto the channel and they've stated about what's happened with their husband or their boyfriend and explained their side of things. Guys, at the end of the day, for men around about the age of 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, for them to come over halfway around the world and live in Thailand, something seriously must have gone on within their own lives. Why don't they have a wife? Why don't they have loving families that they want to stay in their own country for? What has happened to make these guys come halfway around the world to be with a Thai woman that they've met in a bar on the holiday, on the side of the road, a freelancer, or someone that they've spoken to on a dating site and decided to sell the houses and come over to Thailand and put everything into here to start the...
I hear that all the time. Guys tell me, like, I met this girl online and we've been talking for months and she's like my girlfriend and I'm so excited to meet her. That's not your girlfriend. That's just some chick you're talking to online. You're a mark. You're about to sell all your shit in the States so you could live there full time because, let's be honest, here's why it happens. You haven't had a woman in probably months, years. Dating in America is so messed up that the value systems are completely upside down. You don't have any way to compete with what they're looking for in terms of modern dating. So finally, you get a woman that's interested in it because you've been so sex starved, so starved of intimacy, you start making stupid decisions. You start to sell off your legacy, everything you've ever worked for, everything you broke your back to acquire, you sell just for a piece of clam. Some little clammy in Thailand or the Philippines or whatever other country you go to, it doesn't matter, but the story's still the same. Men think with their dick and ruin their own little empires they built for themselves. It was just in Thailand. Saw it. Here we go.
Their brand new life with a woman that they don't really know. And that's a reality of it. For a lot of guys that come here, the reality is something has gone on within their lives and they've decided to come here. Now, you've got various different types of guys. You've got guys that have never had any experience with beautiful women or slim women, you know, or they've normally had wildebeest as girlfriends. And when they've come over to a place like Pattaya on the holiday, they have received attention from women that wouldn't normally look at them twice. Yes. You've got other guys that have just got out of a divorce and they've decided to come to Thailand to feel young again, good again, and get some beautiful woman or women to play with. And once you've been married for many, many years, a hell of a long time, any Thai girl is going to be amazing compared to the wife that you've just divorced. So these guys are in a much more scarier situation because they're going to jump like head first into a relationship here in Thailand with the wrong type of woman. And when I say the wrong type of woman, I mean a woman that's only interested in them for money, yeah, for what they can bring to the table.
And it's everywhere. Sorry, guys. I hate to burst your bubble. Unless you plan on living there and you go out to the countryside, you will not find any decent one. It's going to be extremely difficult. Sorry, dude. But what I told you guys when I said the capitals are mostly ruined all over the world, they're very modernized. I mean it, and that's in any place you go to. You can be in the capital in the Philippines, and the capital in Thailand, and the capital somewhere in Africa, Latin America, doesn't matter. When you're in the big city degeneracy already exists. When I told you guys you got to go to the regional cities, when I told you that you have to plant down roots, that you have to insert yourself into the culture, that you have to learn the language, that you really do have to live there in order to meet a traditional, decent woman that would take you seriously. I was not joking. Most of the men I saw in Bangkok, in Samui, in Krabi, and all the other places around in Thailand that we went to when we visited was mostly guys engaged in pay for play or being used or using professionals, period. Sorry to say this, but most of the guys, those passport bro videos you see where the guy's passing through a town and he's showing you partying with chicks, they're paying for it. Social media is a lie. They're just selling you on the idea of how fun it is. Because why? Because the budget difference. You go over to Thailand and have fun. You can literally buy a girl for the night for like $40 to $80. Where could you do that in the West? $40 to $80. So no shit that these old schmucks or simps or absolute degen bug sandwiches go to Thailand and their mind is blown because what they're able to afford. But if you're actually doing what I told you to do, what I've been recommending to men is going overseas to plant roots, to find traditional women, to have a life, to be a family man, to lead a family, those deeper things that men yearn for, you can't do this in a capital place. You can't just stop by for a couple of weeks at a time and gauge, the kind of woman you're maybe talking to for a long-term, basis. It's going to take real investment and real time in that country and learning the culture and the ins and outs. A lot of guys think that you could just drop in your Western salary, you got an American passport, and done deal, dude. They roll out the red carpet for you, and these women are absolutely bemused at seeing you. And oh my God, the air you breathe is just heavenly. It's regal in nature, and you will go and change their lives. No, dude. These women are all playing you. They're very they come from such shitty conditions because the gap in wealth is so massive that you're a target as soon as you land and you touch down with your little feet, 1, 2, 1, 2, taking your steps throughout the beach, throughout the side streets, throughout the little bars, throughout every establishment you go to. If you don't believe me, this guy will probably spell it out in the video. And so do many men that already live in Thailand for years, and they see these temporary schmuck pass-through guys. I'm trying to warn the dudes that have been lied to on social media by men and whoever else that they're following that just shows you the fun side, the party side, how much your life could change. Yeah, but it doesn't change for the better, dude. You're going overseas to pay for kitty. You're going overseas to sign all your assets away for kitty. You're going overseas and when the clam busts open and you haven't had any honey on years and years and years of your life passing by, you forget everything this channel is about and what was said. You forget all the fucking rules to the game, dude.
And if they can better their lives with setting up a business, building a home or renovating the home, and for them to have a much better future than they would in reality have if no foreigners come here. If no foreigners come here, they'd be owning a house over here or over here, and they'd be living the normal kind of Isan lifestyle. But no, they meet guys that are literally head over heels for them, promising them the world, throwing money at them left, right, and center, trying to show off, taking them to nice restaurants, nice hotels, traveling around Thailand, going to Phuket, which is what Thai women really like to. They really like.
You see who ruins dating for who? Did you hear what just happened? When I told you guys that men are the problem, when I told you guys that simp has ruined the dynamics of dating, listen to what he just said. And what do you think that does to the standards and the demands and the expectations of women when they're surrounded by those kinds of men?
Like to go to Phuket because it's expensive. Phuket, very expensive. And if a guy is willing to pay for everything and he's got holiday money in his pocket, then let's go enjoy ourselves. Who wouldn't go, And then when these guys are proposing and saying that they've got a load of money in the bank and they've got a house that they can sell and they want to come and live here and be with this woman that they hardly know, of course the woman's going to go, well, I've got nothing better to do. I'm not making that much money, or the job that I'm doing, it's not really great for my health. So yeah, if you're willing to come here and save me, then I'll allow you to do that. Just don't be a nightmare for me. Make sure you look after me. Make sure you put your hand in your pocket and all will be fine. At least for a little while anyway. Now, the guys that are the most frightening are the creepy guys. And there's a lot of creepy guys that decide to come over here to Thailand, trying to play around with the Thai women. And they will say and do anything in order to be with a Thai woman. Yeah. I mean, I've read emails and messages from foreign guys that are living here in Thailand or they're planning to come over on holiday or they're planning to move here, and they're messaging and emailing women, making out how much of a great guy that they are not someone who's tight with the money. They understand about family values, etc. And they like the Thai culture. They enjoy going to the temples. They enjoy eating Thai food. They basically say everything that they can in order to make that Thai woman go, wow, you're different.
Failure is your destiny. You disrespect yourself and your nation. You are made of stupid.
And these guys are the worst guys. They are absolutely the worst that you can possibly meet. And there are tons of creepy mother... like, there's so many. And it really creeps me out. But what do you expect? Yeah. There's not many countries within the world where you can go to and get with a woman that is way out of your league. Yeah, you're paying for it, but you're not bothered because it's not that expensive. I mean, the average price, what, guys? 1,000 baht? Yeah, if you're smart and you know how to deal with people and you don't look like Erman the Munster. Yeah,
it's like 30 euros. There you go. 30 euros. You see what he just said? 30 some bucks, 40 bucks. Told you guys. It's insane, dude. What the kinds of men that you see prowling, especially the massage parlors, especially with the pro women or freelancers, whatever you want to call them, they have a look. It's exactly who you expect would be a patron in those locations. And it hurts people's feelings, bro, when you say shit like this. It hurts people's feelings because they try to they get attached. There's a bunch of dudes that wrote me emails pissed when I was saying a few videos back the reality of Thailand. They're so attached, bro, like to a sports team, you know, like their favorite sports team. They've ingrained Thailand, the country, the idea of Thailand into their like identity, and that they try to convince everybody else that they made the right decision, that the dark underbelly doesn't exist, that the less beautiful parts of the country doesn't exist, that, you know, there's no rot underneath all the pretty Instagram videos and all that shit. And I just touched on some of the things I noticed while I was there for my month and some change. And they got personally insulted. You're not even Thai. You're not even born in that country. You just decided to live there, but you've ingrained it in your identity. It just bruises people's egos when you shatter their worldview around them, that it's actually not all bells and whistles. It's not milk and honey everywhere. And that there is a reality of a ton of men going there for pay for play only, a ton of men being used, a ton of these women not being as traditional as you thought they were, unless you go to certain parts of the country where there's almost no foreigners, which no foreigner goes to because they miss out on the Western amenities that they'd like to have. So most Westerners used to a certain standard of quality in life and living end up in the very places where the professionals operate. And they operate in droves. Almost every other girl feels like a professional out there when you see them, when you see the way they talk, the way they hold their little farangs, foreigners. That's the word that they use for it. The way she's playing the game. Me and my women were watching this and we're absolutely blown away by how many, because you could tell by the horrendous mismatch of the couples, how the guy is paying for everything, the way she treats him when he leaves to say, go pay for something or goes to the bathroom, and the shit she's scrolling on her phone, or how much her attitude changes completely if he's not doing something she says. I mean, most of these guys are either outright whipped in their relationships and just walking wallets, which is already hell, or they're just outright paying for it. And you could see that it's dead in the air between them. There is no chemistry. That guy's simply there for an exchange, and she gets what she gets out of that. Call it honest, call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter, man. But the reality is you don't have to believe me. You will go there and see for yourself. I'm glad that this guy's being real about what it's like in Thailand. If you're not a top percentile man, I guarantee you that you'll be struggling just as well, but not as bad in the West because you could just pay for it. That's what it is, though. It's not like you're finding a ton of genuine dates. Most of these women are targeting you because you're a foreigner. That's good and bad. It's good if you go to the countryside where you still have the exotic essence about you, but in the capitals that goes away because there's white people everywhere, black people everywhere, other foreigners of Asian ethnicity everywhere. You don't really stand out anymore. It's already a very multicultural space in the city, but you go out to the real regional countryside where he's at probably, you will be one of the very few foreigners there. You will be able to get maybe a decent family started as long as you took care of yourself, as long as you're not disgusting yourself. You took care of your mind, body, and your spirit, dude. You work out, you took care of your wallet, you got your finances in order, you could survive overseas with some coin coming through remotely, consistently, because otherwise you're just playing the game on hard mode. There's a reason you're struggling in the United States. Yes, it's extreme, but if no woman is picking you, you're going to struggle to get anything of quality even in Thailand. You'll just end up paying for it. Is that a win? You traveled overseas with a passport all the way to another country just to pay for it again. How is that winning? How could you look in the eye of a man and go, yeah, bro, if you don't even have to work out. You could go out there with a fucking beer belly, disheveled fucking beard. You don't have to have even a ton of money, bro. Just save for like 6 months just to get the plane ticket will be the most expensive thing. And then you just get on Tinder and all that, or just walk past these massage parlors and $40, bro, $40, you'll get your dick wet. Life is going to change when you go to Thailand. What? Is that the whole point of life? For you to fly to countries where you could get your dick wet for $40? That's exciting to you. Is this the state of masculinity? Is this the state of men? Is this what's left of us? I'm just being honest, bro. I will forever push the family life, but the message has to change, or at least be more real. Because I've seen it for myself now in the Balkans, in Eastern Europe, and I've seen it in an Asian country. So I know enough of the difference. I was there long enough, spoke to enough guys. Is it a kind of a magic pill? It is for the man that does the work, for the man that truly makes living there an option, not for the dudes passing through. Fun time vacation, 1 week, 2 weeks. You have to really invest in order to get that investment or return something of interest to you. I'm just being real.
Pay 1,000 baht. The more ugly, the more unhygienic you are, the more old you are, the more suckerpruck you are, if you understand that Thai word, they will charge you more. They'll charge you 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 because they know that this experience isn't going to be very nice for them. Yeah, they're not looking forward to it, but they'll fake it to make the money. And guys will fall for it. They will fall for that fakeness and they will do everything that they can in order to stay with that woman and be with that woman who doesn't even like them. Yeah, it goes on a hell of a lot. So what I'm getting at, guys, is that there's a lot more types of guys, right? You've got the younger guys as well that are normally not that great looking. They like to party a lot. They like to do things that are illegal a lot. And they'll head off to various places within Thailand where they can be that type of guy. And they love it. And a lot of the youngsters as well, you'll notice, are making content online, specifically TikTok. And they will make out on TikTok that they love Thai people. Everything's great about Thailand. Their country is so bad. Their people are so bad. Team Thailand, Team Thailand, Team Thailand. It's so cringy. But I know that they're faking it to make it as well. And if you create content and Thai people get to see it and you're liking their country and saying good things about their country, they're going to follow you and you're going to generate money for views. So there's a lot of guys like that as well. There's various different types of characters here. But one thing that they all do have in common is that things were not going that great back in their own home countries. And a lot of these guys will blame other people rather than looking at themselves and blaming themselves. And when you get these types of guys that come over here to Thailand and get in a relationship with Thai women, of course, it's not all just going to be down to what the Thai woman is doing. Of course, these guys can drink too much, sleep around, talk, swearing a lot, especially us English guys. We like to swear. Yeah, Thai people don't like it. And once you are with a Thai woman and you've invested and you're living with them, if you do anything that's really against her own values and morals, she'll never look at you the same again. So, for example, if you cheat on her, and she says, I forgive you, she doesn't forgive you at all. She's putting a battle plan into place to take you for all you've got because you've hurt her. But most guys don't figure that out until the end when they're finally on their own and they've lost everything. But a lot of guys do bring it on themselves. But there are genuine guys here as well where they've just happened to be in Thailand. They've happened to come and live here for different reasons, guys. But it is rare. There's not that many.
You see, I'm not the only one to say it's rare. It's rare to get a decent dude that's actually retiring there because he broke out of the cage in the Western world early, whether through his business, whether through an investment, whatever it is, but he's generating passive income, right? It could be from rental properties or older gentlemen, most likely from pensions and retirement funds. So those guys are much more rare than it is that these other types that I've witnessed as well. Believe me, if I had to put like a number on it, it's probably 90% are there for the wrong reason. Only 10% of the foreigners you see are actually there because they wanted to get into early retirement and finally live life and break out of the rat race. Sad, but it is what it is. Guys will take advantage of a situation, less scrupulous, individuals that you wouldn't even call your friend. You see them, they're everywhere. That's life. People take advantage of situations and people that are less fortunate and they'll go about doing all the bad things in the wrong places. And you'll hear how they get disappeared or killed or, beat or imprisoned or, all those other things. And you have those other individuals that are just helping mask the stench by being financially incentivized through social media. They'll make all the videos telling you what a wonderful place it is. It's got absolutely zero problems. Oh, maybe just here and there, but like you could avoid them if you look the other way. They downplay a lot of the reality of a country just so they don't get targeted, because there is no free speech in that country, actually. You know, it's like people make money off of this shit, so you got to be careful. I don't give a fuck about what country I'm in. Whether I'm in Romania, I don't give a fuck. Something's happening with the government here. They canceled the elections because some dude used TikTok and absolutely crushed the expectations of the aristocracy here about who their winning man was going to be. And so they canceled the elections at the, I don't know, discretion of who? The EU and its globalists or some shit? I don't know. I don't pay attention. This isn't a real democracy. I'm living it. America's struggling as well. All the politicians basically rule over us with impunity. They have separate rules from the rest of the working man. So I know that no matter what I say, I don't give a fuck about any corrupt cocksucker here in Romania. They're all terrible, whether it's from that old team of communist cocksuckers that, you know, were butthurt that their man didn't get elected, or this new weirdo. I don't even know shit about him. Just enough, though, that he's a nut job, too. We don't have leaders, real leaders. We just have a managerial class that had power left over to them by the real men who did the real work to build up our societies and actually sacrificed. Our politicians are clowns, all of them. I don't give a fuck. I don't have any stake in any land here in Europe. I could talk all the shit I want about Romania. It's actually customary as a Romanian to talk shit and be negative about your country, the people, the government. So, whatever. And now that I'm out of Thailand, and it's safe to say, I just made a video about the realities of Thailand. But be careful, because there are a lot of people who make money on selling you a false hope and a dream. And people tend to like pair a social bond with me when I say, like, go to Eastern Europe, go to Thailand, go to the Philippines. Find yourself a traditional woman in the more regional parts of town. Go retire early. You don't go overseas for women. You go to make your dollar count and retire early and get some freedom for yourself. Don't break your back until you're 70, right? And then they form this bond and they think like, oh, he's on our side. He's with us. Thailand is so great, you know? And then I start to talk about the realities. And then all of a sudden he's like, but you said, you know, it's like these guys that are living there. Now I'm like exposing that deep underbelly, and it seems like a betrayal to them. No, bro, it's just the truth. The truth is, men need to know what they're really getting into when they go overseas. Men need to understand the rules to the game. You don't do anything for women. You do things for yourself. You build your life to escape the rat race, to be financially independent. So you're not a victim of the government, of law that's corrupt, of politicians who don't care about you. That's the point of moving around. You don't know, or you don't owe your allegiance to soil that doesn't belong to you anyways. Guys, like the amount of identifying with the country that they're living in, and when somebody speaks against it, just because their ego can't handle the truth that nowhere is really perfect. There's a trade-off to everything, but they want to defend this idealized version. They want to convince themselves of their decision so much. Relax, bro. You're not Thai. You're not Filipino. Most of you aren't from these countries that you're living in overseas. Stop defending them the way you are. I understand if you're incentivized because you got money riding on it. I understand that you want to sell yourself on your decision, but I'm telling you the realities of life overseas. No country's perfect, not even America. Everybody's got problems. Are you willing to deal in wheel and trade and compromise on certain things? Well, I laid out a few of the shortcomings of Thailand. I've already laid out the shortcomings of Eastern Europe. For example, you know, the public hospitals here are absolute dog shit. And there were people coming after me too, like, well, a lot has changed in Romania. The public hospitals aren't like they're fucking shit, bro. Go to any Western hospital and you'll know what I mean. Oh, but you know, I could just, no, I don't care. I tell you, there's a quality, a level of standard. Like, go to any hospital and say Sweden or Norway and compare it to Romania. You can't. Romania looks like some shit from like Commie 1980s. It's fucking pathetic. It's disgusting. The buildings are decrepit. I don't care that they revamped them. The doctors are mostly shit. They still take bribes. You still got to bribe people to get shit done in countries like this. But they hate that I say that. They hate it. The pride. They can't handle the truth. They don't want the truth to be exposed. We're supposed to sell everybody some fucking dreams that everywhere, there's somewhere wherever you're living can be perfect, that there is absolutely no dirt at the bottom of people's shoes. It's fucking bullshit, bro. But people can't handle it. So I'll keep telling the truth, and I'll keep hurting and putting sticks up people's asses because their fucking buttholes are so tight about somebody coming through and telling you what it's like. And that could be for anything. Let's hear some more and then we'll close this one out.
Most guys have just not been successful in their own home country, and they've needed to escape halfway around the world, where there is women that wouldn't normally look at them twice, that are available to date or to even marry and build a life with. Now, let's talk about me. I'm far from perfect. I've never stated that I'm perfect. I've never stated that I'm a dating guru on this channel. But a lot of guys like to go on, and a lot of guys love to be like keyboard warriors, where if we met face to face and you spoke to me like that, it'd be a whole different story, believe me, because I will lick my lips. Yummy. Well, most of these guys, they like to be keyboard warriors. You can tell when they're making negative comments that their own life isn't going that great. They're depressed and they're lashing out in the most feminine way, which is making comments online to abuse people and make themselves feel better. My speech to people is don't get involved with Thai women unless you're totally switched on. Up here, you understand about women and you understand about Thai women. And you've got to be switched on, guys, to have any kind of real chance here in a relationship. And let's face it, most guys that you meet that come here are not that switched on. And common sense is extremely rare nowadays. Guys, you must agree with that statement. Yeah, common sense is a rarity in 2025.
Monday, the 13th of January. 10:30 here, Thailand. I'm in the airport, got free security, and I've got some guys sitting. It's not easy at all. Honestly, it's a journey I don't want to. Honestly, it's so hard coming home. It really is. Yeah, it's a cat. Full cat from security. Come all three buttons, just get on use.
You see, this guy's crying over his bitch that's not even his, that he's paying for. And he has to go back to his country. And he's literally in fucking tears and recording this shit on the internet and sharing it with the world. This is what's left of men. I fucking told you guys. Probably dudes like this commenting in my videos all fucking butthurt. Holy shit, dude. Work on yourself, please. I want to go on a major rant, but I got to go get a haircut and then go to the gym because I got shit to do. Let's hear the rest of this out.
So, guys, I've had a few relationships over the past 8 years until the most recent one. We've been together 6 years, I think. And we had a child together after 2 years of being together. And then things started to go downhill, probably down to hormones or whatever. It doesn't matter what the excuse is. Things started to go bad. And I think with doing this channel as well, with me constantly talking about negative stories from foreign men that have had bad experiences with Thai women, I don't think that's helped a lot also within our relationship. And we broke up many times because things have got toxic within the relationship, but we have a son. And we've recently come back together and so far, so good. Yeah, we've had our problems still, but nothing like the past. We're working through them, we're dealing with them, and we've kind of committed to each other in a way where we do what's best for the family. And if I don't respect them, just stay quiet. I don't need to get into anything with Thai people. They are pleasant people. They are very relaxed people. They're very chilled. They don't stress out so much normally. And they just get on with life. Some of the most happiest people in Thailand are the poorest people. But most guys don't get to see it because they stay within the tourist places. But for the guys that come here, that decide to live here, that are normally 50 plus years old, around about retirement age, because Thailand make it very difficult for anyone younger to stay here on a permanent basis. But if you're retired, it's a hell of a lot easier. Your money will go a lot further. And obviously you've got a chance to be with some form of beauty here in Thailand. And then a lot of these girls that these guys get involved with, they are from Isan, where I am now. Yeah, the Thailand countryside, or you might know it as rural Thailand. And they live in a small village normally, you know, a poor village, not got that much going on. And they want to go back home and be around their family. The mother's there, the father's there, grandma, aunties, cousins. Maybe they've got kids and they want to go live in the province. And 9 times out of 10, the guy that they're seeing, the foreign man, will go, okay, baby, I'm so happy spending my time with you. You've been my holiday girlfriend now for 2 weeks or 6 months or 4 years, whatever the case may be. I'm willing to come, sell everything, pack up everything, and come to live with you in your province in Isan. But they have no idea what they are getting themselves into.
Uh-huh.
Isan, Thailand.
Beautiful countryside.
Rural life, guys.
Slow.
Rural life.
Could be boring.
The Thai girlfriend, the holiday Thai girlfriend that they had, was obviously happy every time this foreign man came on holiday because he would normally buy her gifts, take her on holiday, treat her to nice restaurants. She'd get a lot of pictures and videos for her social media platforms. And
Using you.
she's happy. But when you come over to the province in Isan, Thailand, and there's not those fancy restaurants to go to, yeah, there's not that much to take pictures of apart from lakes and a bit of dirt, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big culture shock for them. It's very difficult. That Thai woman changes to this from this cute, beautiful, sexy girl that's been amazing to someone who is now normal, who's got her friends back. She's got a family there. She's got her kids there, for example. She can't fully concentrate on making you happy every single day. And she...
Yeah, and you're going to be bored. And these guys are getting with a lot of women that already have kids. And Jesus Christ, bro. It's like the red pill just disappears when a fucking piece of poon is just dangled in front of a guy. Shit is insane. This guy says, I live in rural Thailand, not Isan, married 26 years. I've lived all over the world with my job, retired 12 years, so I will be interested in what you say, blah, blah, blah. He's the only foreigner in his village. He likes the peace and quiet, and he's very contented with his life. There you go. You see, that's what it actually takes. You got to get away from it all. Great video. Love the balanced side and realize as a guy, you're always responsible for your actions. Dope. Oh, just Thailand. What's going on, brother? There you go. Probably recommended this video. Appreciate the interesting, open, and honest. Do like what you're saying. He says, I think you miss one category, guys that come to retire in Thailand. And that's the guys that can't survive in their home countries because their pensions are not enough. And that's very true. Like I said, these countries where your dollar goes 4x, 5x or more are simply places that you go to retire early, whether it's you that you're sick of working or your retirement actually is not feasible in where you live. For example, your pension or whatever income you're generating is just not enough to sustain you. That's why you go to these countries. This whole family shit, this whole women stuff, that comes after, guys. You got to secure yourself financially. There's no point in thinking about any woman or family or kids if you cannot secure yourself financially. It makes no fucking sense. If you don't got your money in order, why the fuck would you take on an additional mouth to feed and other mouths to feed? Because potentially, as you turn into this fucking simp, apparently, as a lot of these guys do, they're going to expect you to take care of their families too or help out with the family issues. You could hardly pay for yourself. You really think you got the dough, the bread to provide for a family and the extended family? Some guys would be like, wow, fuck that. I will never pay for the extended family. Well, let's just see your woman start weaponizing sex, weaponizing intimacy, and putting your ass into a dead bedroom, the very one you tried to avoid living in the West. Guys don't understand the rules to the game, dude. You're a man. Wherever you go, you're expected to provide. So if your money isn't right, you're not a man yet in the eyes of a lot of these women, especially when you go overseas, dude. You can't live on fucking broke ass hopes and dreams. That's just being real. So once you set yourself up financially, you can retire early and have a good life overseas. But you got to get to that point first. That's all we're saying. Be very careful. Women are women. Men are men. No, there is no magic soil where this shit will change for you. It's just easier in some places than others. Anywho, heed my warnings at your own risk. Enjoy, go overseas, see for yourself. There's beautiful people. There are beautiful climate, beautiful beaches, lots of things to see. The world's a huge place. You might end up landing in a country you've never even heard of or never even thought of making your home. I hear Central Asia is an absolute hidden gem. You know, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, all those places are absolutely incredible. Georgia, Tbilisi, places like that. Again, trade-offs everywhere, but you have to go see it for yourself. Experience it for yourself. Most people are selling you dreams. I have no skin in the game in any of these places. I just report what I see. This guy's pretty much sounding like he's reporting what he sees, so it's honest. It's a good video, breath of fresh air, because everybody's selling you the fucking high life perfection. So, pretty cool. Anyways, thoughts on this episode? Your experiences in Thailand for the dudes that been living there or dudes that just passed through, what you guys have noticed in other parts of the world too. If you're passing through or living, relocated, send me some more videos like this, dude. I'd like to see what it's like in Africa. I'd like to see what it's like in those Central Asian countries, other parts of the world. We'd only cover Thailand and the Philippines often on this channel because that's all guys are sending me. I'm not going to spend hours and hours trying to find a good video. I know the guys that are interested already have connections or channels that are really good. So if you have links to that, email them on that email right down there on the center of your screen. I will very much be interested in seeing what the rest of the world looks like, including Latin America, because we haven't had many of those. For dudes that are either successful there or warnings for everybody else to come there. And let's just see what it's like everywhere else. Anywho, if you haven't already, subscribe to the second channel, posting videos there almost daily. Join us on the private community if you haven't. Love to have you on some of the calls. We do them 5 times a week. And as usual, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everybody.